I know you're just as tired of OBS as I am, so let me introduce you to Meld Studio. Meld Studio is a new streaming software that allows you to take control of your streaming experience, all housed within one platform. In order to get Meld Studio, you got to head over to meldstudio.co and hit this download button. And you can download it on Windows or Mac, depending on what you're on. Once you have it downloaded, you can load it up and then start adding your preferences. You even have the option to import your OBS session so you don't have to start from scratch all over again. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to preferences and add your streaming settings. I stream to Kick and Twitch, so I've gone ahead and added my Twitch output and added a custom destination for Kick. But you can also add things like YouTube, Party, Rumble, wherever you stream, you can add onto here as long as you have a stream key for it. You can also, from the scene, change your encoder settings, such as your canvas output, your frame rate, your video rate, as well as make sure that your recordings are going to the destination that you'd like them to go to. You've got all sorts of options over here, but one of my favorites is the virtual camera. I do have the virtual camera installed because I like to use the virtual camera while I'm in my streaming software. I can also play it in things like Discord or Teams or something like that. You've got your transition settings as well. You can change your transition to however you want, as well as you've got your hotkeys that you can assign. I don't use my hotkeys because I can control everything from my Stream Deck, which Mel does have a plugin for Stream Deck in case you didn't know. We're going to go ahead and click off of that though, and we're going to actually build a new scene together. So the first thing that I'm going to do is move my camera. And then we're going to hit this little plus button and we've got scene 1 down here. So once I head over to scene 1, I'm going to hit the plus button on the layer, add a display capture, and then capture my computer screen. And because you guys didn't see that, we'll go ahead and run through that again. We're going to hit the plus sign for the layer, hit add a display capture, and then you can capture whatever scene you want to do, whether it's a Discord scene, let's go ahead and capture my beacon just to show you that you can capture just single applications as well. We're going to delete that layer. And then the next step that I like to do is I like to add my video device. So we're going to go ahead and add a video capture device. We're going to add my Elgato face cam to this. So my camera's just a little big and it's a little chunky, even if we resize it down. Now you have different types of cropping options built into the platform. You can immediately crop to a portrait, you can crop to a circle or even a square. Or if you're like me, you can crop your own. You can use this to make your own crops, and when you're done, you just hit the little check mark and you're done. Now, the awesome thing about this is you can also round your edges right here inside the camera. You just click one of these little circles and drag it either in or out depending on how you like it. I like my edges a little rounded, so we're going to put that right there. And we're going to actually show off some of the different built-in effects as well. So you've got effects like 3D. You can make your camera 3D. You can do colored, black and white. You have all these different options that are automatically built in, or you can set your own effects. One of my personal favorite effects is the glow style, because it does put a little bit of a glow around um, around the layer that you have selected for it. Now we're going to edit this. I'm going to make the color, let's go with a green. Okay. And then I'm going to make the size a lot smaller so that way we're working with something smaller. And I'm going to make it a little bit more opaque, just so that you get that little ring around my camera that just shows it just separates out my camera from the background. We're going to go ahead and make this guy smaller. Put them right over our scenes here since we're starting our new scene. Now you want to add more layers to your scene. Let's say you want to add a browser source so you can have your alerts up. I've already copied over my widget URL, so we're going to take that URL and drop it right here in this box. And then we're going to add an audio track for it as well. Why are we adding an audio track? And that's just so it separates out my audio and I don't have to have my desktop audio on. Usually, when it comes to alerts and things like that, you do have to cue it so you can hear your alerts. All right, now that we've got this set up, let's go ahead and give it a test.
No, this is Patrick.
And as you can see, my alerts pop up on the screen with it. Now you have the option you can move your alerts around wherever you'd like on your screen. I just happen to like mine sitting up there at the top. And then what you want to know what this layer is specifically. So you can double click on the layer and name it. So we're going to name it alerts. We're going to actually specifically name it kick alerts. Let's say, though, you imported your OBS scenes directly into Meld and you're just creating a brand new scene. You're not doing anything crazy like starting from scratch. So you've already got your layers set up. So we're going to go ahead and press the plus button and I'm going to show you the duplicator now. The duplicator allows you to duplicate layers specifically from scenes. So we're going to go to my in-between scene. And as you can see, it pulls up the whole scene. So over here on the right-hand side, we're in the in-between scene and we're going to select the layer Kappa, which is my little fox up here. So we're just going to select that Kappa layer and it reduces everything to just that layer. So you can move that layer around however you want. But Lily, I want to keep my layers specific on a specific area in the screen. Don't worry, you can do that too by just going and actually copying and pasting the layer. So let's say my blurb. I like my blurb to be at the top of the center of my screen. So we're going to copy this layer and bring it down and paste it directly in. Now that puts it in the same exact spot as it was on the other scene. You can also shift select or control select multiple layers to copy and paste them as well. Using control C and control V also works for copy and paste. So I do want to take a second to show off something really cool that I found with the audio. Let's say you're streaming to Twitch and you're listening to Spotify, but you don't want Spotify to be included in the VODs. You can just hit this little edit button and there's a nice little switch right here that you can turn on just so you can exclude it from the Twitch VOD track. And you can do that with any one of your tracks that you wish to exclude. You also have the option to queue, which means that you hear a playback. And a lot of the times when it comes to alerts or blurb or additional browser sources, you do need to have them on queue to be able to hear the sounds. Or you can just straight up mute the specific channel. Yes, I have my desktop audio here, but I usually keep it muted because I use all of these different audio mixer options, including one for my display capture. So that way I can mute each track separately if needed. So let's say I want to mute Discord so my stream can't hear Discord, but they can still hear me. I can definitely do that as well. Now there's plenty of other layers that you can add, such as media sources, images, text, or adding just a shape to the screen, a colored shape to the screen if you wish. But this is just a basic overview of what Meld Studio can do. And now that you're set up, you just have to switch on what inputs you want to go live on and hit go live. I hope you all enjoyed this basic overview of Meld Studio and you decide to download and work with it.